Hello, my family. Welcome to Sheriff's Broadcast Network, the place where we bring Africa live to whosoever you day around the globe. Of course, today, another day, we're going to bring you a special program right here from Sheriff's Broadcast Network, studio number 8. And of course, it's going to be a very short broadcast. It's not going to be too long today because we're just a follow-up on Usai who been stopped in the last broadcast, particularly talking about the very controversial, speech way, Pastor Victor Ajesafe begin in church. And of course, when I all know, say, begin for raise a lot of, condemnation from Sierra Leoneans all over the world. And of course, it was quite a lot of controversy. And so, plenty people that begin for prevail on, Pastor Ajesafe. And of course, if they don't come out and apologize, and of course we apologize. Mufti Mink, we been get for come from Zimbabwe, the Islamic cleric. It been get for of course accept in apology, and of course he even talks say we don't accept the apology way before the pastor even do them. And as Muslims, they advise that not so all man for they do things. And so now that apology day now we'll get for follow up on today. Waiting at the apology and waiting at the lesson where we all learn from that very unfortunate incident will take place. And of course, waiting at the next things where Pastor Victor Ajesafe need for do moving forward, as far as theology is concerned, as far as preaching in church concerned, waiting at the next things then wait for do. So now then thing and they will go for focus on today in this broadcast. And of course, now that make we ask sooner for make we go sit tight as we continue for bring you the program. Stick around with us.
So if you fall 7 times, you go rise 7 times. Remember the story of Job. Don't you ever give up electing choke. Don't be like you come in for 1 pint coke. Believe in yourself and activate hope. You will ever come and be the head cornerstone. Why you see your fall and fall fruit in this? Cause when I get on, I got the 20 days. Once there is life, there is support, my brother. God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Tell my legal officers, God know the bank phone. Tell them not to get to say God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Press how they can, press how they go. Bam, bam. Never look up to God, oh. He no go ever let you so. Bam, bam. In what, not in what, oh. God not the good for cause, so no fail for call up. Any problem where you get it ready for solve them. But talk to God not free. God in network no music. If you believe it, you shall receive it. No condition is permanent. Why you feed your full and for food and see this? Cause when I get on, I got the 30 days. Once there is life, there is support, my brother. God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. If I call it the black sheep and the family, I'm say no cry no more. In the street and the streets, no getting for it. I'm say no cry no more. You face them forsake you, people disappoint you. I'm say no cry no more. Stand up and tell them say you're not the best. Start to pick up your chest. You too blessed to be stressed. And a papa God gets the key to your success. If the one medicine car and the life don't show for the cancer. Who God bless, come and so bless, brother. You will prosper. When you see them fall and for food, it's his face. Cause when I get on, I got the 30 days. When there is life, there is support, my brother. God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Tell my legal officers. God know the bank phone. Tell them not to get to say God know the bank phone. Alan Bob Records. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Young Lee up in this. So connect. Combination.
Yes, my family, of course, God not a bank phone. Of course, God not a bank phone at all, not. Now that we all get for know because, you know, God, they always listen. God not a jealous God. When you ask him honestly for anything, it give you him. And so it's not a bank phone at all. So let situation not meet you. No matter how people then go try for take him out of the context. You know, even though they know say you not to that kind of person. But because then they always look out for let small thing go wrong now you and then now then present you as this person when are the worst person, when are the negative person, when are the bad person, they want for take all the good things then what you don't do now your life, they want for take them away from you and present you as this bad person. But you see, you always get forget this belief here say, as long as you believe in what you do, and you know say when you do anything what you do, you not get any plan for hurt anybody, you not get plan for do any evil to anybody, you not get for worry about waiting people then they say. Because you see, people don't get for talk anyway, whether you're not the saint, you're not the angel, people don't get for talk about you. I'm not saying now small thing go wrong now you and in fact now the more now that they talk. When good thing they happen in your life, they know they talk nothing, they all can sit on a corner that they watch. You know, rather than they sneak on you on Facebook, you know, that they check you out, then they follow you, you don't even know. Some they come, then click by you, then request you forbidden party. Once you don't become them friend, they know they say one great word to you, they know they say hello to you, they know they even comment by your picture, nothing. Then just they follow you for me and see what thing they do. Because now bad thing that they look for. But you see, at the end of the day, now the same people then get for turnaround after where you don't correct all the bad stuff, you don't correct them, now the same people now will come back and begin for talk nice. So you see, God not the bank phone, because you get for always talk to God. You always get for pray to him. Anything will happen to you in this world here, not forget you, Almighty God, because it's very important. And of course, I'm glad on this day, where they talk this talk here, so now it's Sunday, way now for Christians, and of course, for plenty of una way now from Sierra Leone, una come out, of course, una know say Sierra Leone a religious tolerant country for over 300 years. We don't live side by side, Muslim, Christians, traditional believers. We all don't live in harmony, no problem. And so today na Sunday, so we'll join all the Christians then for bring this particular message to una. God, not a bank phone. So meaning that if you call God in phone with all honesty and faith, God not a bank phone for you. It answer your phone call, it talk to you, it take care of you. Now so God did. And so that now Succulent, one of the famous musical artists them from Freetown, Sierra Leone, I sing that one day. Now one of the newest tracks them, we just don't pull. God not the bank phone. All right. So let situation not come to you, no matter how devastating, no matter how negative, no matter how bad it is, any situation where it come to you in this world, as long as you are alive and you get belief that there is a supreme being, there is God, no afraid nothing. Just make sure say you work at the straight path, you take care of the problem, and you keep moving. Because people don't get for pull you down. Of course, me not a practical witness to this. So now I make a tell fam with them. All right. And so if this now you first time for join, we want for take opportunity of this moment for officially welcome you to Sherrick's Broadcast Network. And of course, for assure you for say you don't tune in at the right place, we'll say you to get the best of information from Sierra Leone, West Africa. Today we get for make a follow-up on which side we stopped last week. Of course, last week we broadcast exclusively on Pastor Victor Ajesafe in Problem, the speech where he give, the sermon where he give na in church, na the Sanctuary Praise Church, na Freetown, Sierra Leone, we been get for create a lot of controversy, a lot of anger among Sierra Leoneans all over the world. And of course, we all be don't watch that clip. They plenty time. We'll not get for Brian come back today because we don't watch them. In fact, that in rant today be get for been get for motivate some of we and media houses and other Sierra Leoneans. Therefore, let will come up with a petition to the government of Sierra Leone and will copy all diplomatic missions in Sierra Leone and all major embassies for me then go deport Victor Ajesafe out of Sierra Leone, because we don't go through as a country. We don't go through hunger, starvation, corruption, 11-year brutal civil war. We kill about 50,000 Sierra Leoneans and displaced about 2 million Sierra Leoneans outside of the country, with all the barbaric, with all the cruelty that people then go through. We no want for even smell anything like that near we. So anybody who didn't have a country, and especially you not come, you don't know nothing about history. In fact, from the way where you speak, it don't tell we say you don't know nothing about history, but you don't come, you distort with history, you want for use religion for create a problem in our country again. We go ahead for forward that petition to State House and of course to all other diplomatic missions and foreign embassies in Sierra Leone for let go deport Victor Ajesafe out of Sierra Leone because of that in statement, that in sermon way in church. But then as God may have it, we want for, really register with appreciation to the government of Sierra Leone, especially to the Ministry of Social Welfare, Children and Gender and Children, Ministry of Social Welfare, Women and Genders, Children's Affairs. I think that's what it is. We, the minister, now Dr. Sylvia Blyden, one for tell na plenty thank you because we're not able to arrest the situation the proper way. When I arrest the situation the proper way, the only thing no more we get small talks and we'll get for can talk about, the way we handle Pastor Ajesafe in affairs as well. But we'll get for appreciate now for what we're not able to handle this situation so it not degenerate into chaos, it not degenerate into crisis, it not degenerate into conflict. We appreciate the APC government for that. You guys did a good job on that one. All right? If we not don't appreciate una throughout una reign of government na Sierra Leone from 2007 to now, but this particular issue arise in the country, we are able for take care of them swiftly. So in fact, this don't tell we say now we APC not go on for doing work. But now people that we sabi do their work, but because of then they deliberately refuse for do their work, and so therefore continue for punish Sierra Leone, and I make the country they in the situation we say the right now. But anyway, we're not going to go into that right now. We'll deal with Pastor Ajesafe issue today. So, and see, we all be don't see from last week that Pastor Ajesafe be don't come up with an apology. He don't apologize to the president of Sierra Leone, the government of Sierra Leone, to Mufti Menk, we come up from Zimbabwe. He don't apologize to her. He don't apologize to the SLPP as a political party where he began for talk about the president, late Ahmad Tijan Kaba. And of course, he don't apologize to Muslims in the country, and he don't apologize to the people of Sierra Leone. All right. And so, as a nation, and especially some of us when are Muslims, it ain't inside the Quran for say when your brother don't do you wrong, it don't realize say na wrong thing it don't do, and it don't take the high road for apologize for that wrong way it do, and of course, it promise say you not go do them again. Of course, your own duty as a Muslim is to forgive that person and give him a second chance. And so now that makes Sierra Leoneans, we don't decide, say, we don't forgive Pastor Victor Ajesafe. But you see, Pastor Victor Ajesafe in apology, we don't do not to the end of this story. We get for, come up with some other stuff for them for us we'll get for talk about. And so for right now, we want for Mekuna go stick around and see waiting at that apology. Of course, we'll all be don't see him, but let us see him once more. All right? So stick around with us.
Founder and General Overseer of Christ Ibrahim Evangelistic Ministries, also known as Sanctuary Praise Church. With reference to excerpts of the audio and video clips of the sermon which I preached and went viral on various social media on or about the 25th day of September 2017, my intention was not to stir up violence or dissections, not to tear up the most cherished religious tolerance we enjoy as a nation, or to insult any person or religion. I hereby tender profuse apologies to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, and the people of Sierra Leone, the Islamic community, Sheikh Mufti Ismail Mek, the Sierra Leone People's Party, SLPP, and the Christian community based on the undermentioned points. 1. I later discovered that Sheikh Mufti Ismail Mek did not say that Sierra Leone is an Islamic country, and that the symbol of Islam is not represented by its words. 2. I have also discovered that the late ex-president, Alhaji Dr. Ahmad Yankaba, did not join Sierra Leone to OIC. I hereby further apologize to the family of the late former president and the membership of the Sierra Leone People's Party. 3. That I also misrepresented the history of Sierra Leone by saying that there is nothing like Islam in the history of Sierra Leone. I also most humbly apologize to the people of Sierra Leone for the words I use in describing us as a people. I am sent by God to this blessed nation, where I have lived, raised my family, and labored in God's vineyard for the past 27 years. I deeply love our nation, Sierra Leone, and therefore will not do or say anything that will jeopardize its peace and security. Please forgive me. Once more, I am sincerely sorry. I thank the entire body of Christ in Sierra Leone and all Christians who stood by me during these trying times. God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone. Thank you very much for your attention.
Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters in Sierra Leone. I have a very important message for you tonight. The Almighty teaches us, فَمَنْ عَفَى وَأَصْلَحَ فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Whoever forgives and makes amends, their reward is with Allah. In another verse, Allah says, وَلَمَنْ صَبَرَ وَغَفَرَ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ لَمِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. Whoever is patient and forgives, then definitely that is the best of affairs. So these are the words of the Almighty, my Maker and yours. My beloved brothers and sisters, we do know of the crisis that happened. I had a beautiful visit to Sierra Leone. Unfortunately, someone had uttered words that were not correct about myself and about Islam, etc. But guess what? That person was brave enough to get up and apologize in more than one way, to say, I learned that what I said was wrong. It was factually incorrect. It was based on a misguided notion. I learned the goodness after I said something that was wrong. So imagine this person has actually put their pride aside and come forward to say, you know what? I was wrong. Wow, congratulations. My beloved brother, you did the right thing. And I'm talking to my brothers and sisters across Sierra Leone. Learn to forgive if you follow what the Almighty says, not your whims and fancies. Follow what the Almighty says. You will forgive. Look at the example of the Prophet Moses, may peace be upon him. The Prophet Jesus, may peace be upon him. The Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. Look at their examples. They all forgave. In this particular case, I call on my Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters, forgive. Let's move on now, inshallah. I personally have forgiven even before the apology came, because I've learned from the Quran and the Sunnah. Learn to have a great heart. Learn to understand we need to solve problems, not create them. We need solutions, not problems. We need to solve matters in a way that actually provides true solutions, not in a way that creates further problems. So, my brothers and sisters, I call on you to live together, to understand we are one. We are human beings. We actually can only progress if we learn to forgive one another. These mistakes happen. These mistakes happen. Every one of us makes mistakes, but we depend on the forgiveness of each other, the forgiveness of the Almighty. So I'd like to call on every one of you to be acting in a sane way and to work in the benefit of, or in the best interests of everyone. Please forgive. Let's move on. And inshallah, Allah is the greatest. Learn never ever to disturb the peace and the harmony of your nation, because indeed that would be a loss. We have so many issues we are dealing with. We cannot afford this to happen. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Of course, we don't hear it from Pastor Victor Ajesafe. And of course, we also don't hear it from Mufti Menk from Zimbabwe. Of course, what a good way to put a very, something will be look like a, for don't be a very serious issue. What a very good way for put on to rest, right? And so we'll get for talk about a few things then pertaining to this video. We'll don't look at the apology from Pastor Victor Ajesafe, and of course the response from Mufti Menk. You know, for that we'll go able for know as Sierra Leoneans waiting we able for learn from this incident we take place in our country. Waiting we learn from that. Right? Okay, so inside the apology way Pastor Victor Ajesafe forward inside that video there a few things then the way he talk about where I go on for comment on. Number one, he don't talk about the fact say now later on after we don't give in sermon in church. Now later on where he realize for say late President Ahmad Tijan Kaba not be ever talk say Sierra Leone Islamic State, right? It's in a later I know that one day. And then also he talks say the Padan speech where been give way create the controversy. It been talk Padan speech they for say the symbol of Islam na sword, it making hand so for saying a sword, meaning that go and kill, right? It don't care apologize for say na later on able for no back for say the symbol for Islam not to sword. And of course, we all know say the symbol of Islam not to sword. Now, an arc like halfway where just the moon don't come out. That halfway where the moon look like an arc, then star there inside. Now that we know say na the symbol of Islam. We don't know say symbol of Islam na sword. But he say now later on himself know that one day. Then he say back now later on for say the late President Ahmad Tijan Kaba of the SLPP not being ever sell Sierra Leone to the OIC. I think the OIC means Organization of Islamic Countries. Not ever sell Sierra Leone to OIC through the back door like I've been talking, right? And then also talk say it be a miscalculation on in part, and later on for say it distorts the history of Sierra Leone. Also, it talks say there had been no Islam in Sierra Leone before now. Now only Christianity and idol worship. Now then two religions and then Sierra Leone. So he apologized for that. Of course, me family when I not get too wrong. We don't accept Pastor Victor Ajesafe's apology, unequivocally. We don't accept him. Now we brother, especially we all they live in the West African sub-region. And say we they carry that ECOWAS passports, you get right for Wakagona, all the other 16 West African countries. So now we brother, a Nigerian, and secondly, Sierra Leoneans, we are good people. The man can our country 27 years ago, we take with Sister Giam, a married to his sister, a Sierra Leonean, they don't born picking them. They don't stay in the country for 27 years. It is just rather unfortunate that able for harbor some kind grudge inside heart against particular group of people in the country, and unfortunately it venture out in the wrong way and at the wrong time. But now we brother, they don't realize they don't do it wrong. Now some of we be the champion a petition for deport Pastor Victor Ajesafe out of Sierra Leone, not because we been hate him, not because we hate Christians. Of course, far from it. Far from it. Me where they talk to una so. Me wife na Christian. They go church. Today self go church. Me na Muslim. So you see, even though I guess some of me family and way he always question that one day, but this we don't live in a country for well over 300 years where we support each other. Muslims they support Christians, Christians they support Muslims, and even the one that we are traditional believers, they support we all. And so we not be the try for deport Pastor Victor Ajesafe out of Sierra Leone because we hate him or because we hate Christians. No, we were just afraid because of everything we don't go through as a country. We don't want a repetition of that. Some of we been in Sierra Leone when the civil war started, till to the time we almost go to the end before the commodity. And so some of we know exactly what we will go through, what will people then go through. We don't want a repetition of that. And the worst of it all, religious conflict, now the worst conflict that the way it happen in any country. And inshallah, it not going to happen in Sierra Leone ever. So now make way this stuff here happen, God able for come into the heart of our leaders in the country, the APC government, and especially Dr. Sylvia Blyden, with all the things the way they don't do, all they criticize them for. This particular time, me go appreciate the APC government for the swift action we then take for take control of this situation where it not explode into a religious conflict, because it almost did. It almost exploded into a religious conflict. So we want to tell them plenty thank you for what they're able for arrest them really in a good way. All right. And so we accept with brother in apology. But then we can ask this question: if when Pastor Victor Ajesafe don't apologize and we, the people of Sierra Leone, we don't accept an apology, is that the end to everything? I don't think so. I don't think say that will be the end. Plenty other things and they will for happen after that apology day. For that, we make sure say we don't take care. This now even called a crisis management, right? We don't manage the crisis to the point wherein when the situation happen, the APC government able to arrest them and able to take control of the situation. But now, after we demand to apologize, demanding apology not just one step towards addressing this issue. Other things are supposed to happen for that we make sure say we don't actually nail and down that forever and ever this kind thing not ever repeat itself in Sierra Leone. We get for take this kind of proactive measures. Even though all the time now we can react to situations, but I think say it is always good for us to take proactive measures in situations like this. All right, so now that we get for can discuss now, and of course, my family when I not go no side because we get for can open the phone line for you. We want for make a comment on this issue or the talk about. We'll bring you come in and you go talk. But one for me stick around as we make it happen right about this time. Stick around with us.
Succulent, sugar martin. Live up, don't give up. No matter the hard times, keep on trying. Stabba-dee-da-dee-da-da-da. Stabba-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Oh, stabba-da-da-da-da. Hallelujah, for food and this. Cause when I get on, I got the 30 days. Once there is life, there is hope for my brother. God know the bank for. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank for. Tell my legal of rulers. God know the bank for. Tell them not to get say God know the bank food. Do you tell your neighbor God know the bank food. What would you trust in trust I'm a failure? Put your trust in Judge and the Savior. So if you fall 7 times, you go rise 7 times. Remember the story of Job. Don't you ever give up electing choke. Don't be let you come in for 1 pint coke. Believe in yourself and activate hope. You will ever come and be the head cornerstone. Why you see your fall and for food in this? Cause when I get on, I got the 30 days. Once there is life, there is hope for my brother. God know the bank food. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank food. Tell my legal of rulers. God know the bank food. Tell them not to get say God know the bank food. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank food. Pressure they can, pressure they go. Bam, bam. Never look up to God. He no go ever let you so. Bam, bam. In what na in what God not the good for cause so no fail for call him. Any problem where you get it ready for solve them. For talk to God not free. God in network no music. If you believe it, you shall receive it. No condition is permanent. Why you see your fall and for food and this? Cause when I get on, I got the 30 days. Once there is life, there is hope for my brother. God know the bank food. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank food. If I call for ease. I miss no cry no more. You friends them forsake you, people disappoint you. I miss no cry no more. Stand up and tell them say you're not the best. Start to pick up your chest. You too blessed to be stressed. And a papa God gets the key to your success. If the one medicine car and the life don't show what they can for. Who God bless, no man so blessed, brother. You will prosper.
When you see them full and good food, it's his face.
Cause when I get to land, where they get to taste. When there is life, there is no hope, my brother. God know the bank food.
Yes, me family and cow will not get tail now. God they take up in case now they driving flies, right? Of course, this is not Succulent, one of the Sierra Leonean musical artists, one of the best in fact. This is not a new track. Of course, God not a bang of phone. No matter what situation you face, now your life, not ever give up. Because the God will make you, it will listen to you. If you ask him honestly for like help you for solve your problem, it will help you out. And so you're not going to listen to negatives, because you see we got plenty of we own people them waiting and they do, then just sit down, then they wait for like bad thing happen to you. They're not they wait so when good things they happen to you, they're not they ever come around. They're not they even, some man can see you, even like on Facebook, you know, where they put in nice pictures, good videos. They're not they even click on them for say they like them, or they're not they even comment. Then you padio, they don't click on you, they don't request you for be a friend. You're not a friend, when they together, you know, then they monitor your movement on Facebook. They're not two good friends. All then they do now for monitor what they do. Or you put your picture, they know they comment. But hey, let small thing go wrong now you earn. If you see the way they go spread your name, then go talk about you like say they be day where they born you. Like say now they earn you man, now they earn you grow up, all your life where you don't live now with them. Then go talk as if they sabi you well one. But you see, you always get for no say. If you believe yourself and you know say your intention had not been to hurt anybody, you're not get for mind anything in it. Just make sure say you do the right thing. You know, if you don't do wrong, you apologize. You know, when you apologize, you promise say this not gonna ever happen, and you keep moving. You know, because people don't get for talk about you. Even small picky when they born today, people they talk about that. How much more you now we don't spend years on earth? So you not get for give up. Anytime when you face a bad situation, not give up. Because if you call on God, it not the bank phone by you, right? It answer you. And so we'll get for continue with the program today. Of course, we'll talk about Pastor Ajesafe in apology where it don't make to Sierra Leoneans. Now that's what they talk about today. And so basically one of the things that we will talk about today is, you know, say when this situation happened, we put a petition out there, you know, because as scary as this situation was, will not be one for, you know, see this man so after a few days, he go back in the same church, he begin preach back, where he say nothing not happen to him. Because the talk where he talk, na dangerous talk. That talk there is slanderous, a hateful, a insightful, and of course, in the undermine the national security of Sierra Leone. You know, because thinking about what thing we don't go through as a country, we not ever want a repetition of that. And so some of we they advocate strongly for let the government of Sierra Leone deport Pastor Victor Ajesafe out of the country. Because, not because we hate him, not because we hate Christians. No, never, never, never. Down the northern inside with vocabulary as Sierra Leoneans. Because as Sierra Leoneans, we are the best religious, tolerant country in the whole world. Let anybody show me a country in the world where religious, tolerant, rich like Salon people. We are very religious, tolerant. So we never hate Christians, or Christians never hate Muslims. But when we see somebody we're not to country born, it begin for talks then way they entertain conflict among people that we belong to various religious faiths. It's so scary that will not be wanted in the country at all. So now that make we'll put the petition. You know, I'm talking about this very petition when I see them, where we'll put them up, and of course, plenty people them being get for sign this petition. So one for take opportunity of this very moment. We've been get up to 497 people then sign the petition for the deportation of Pastor Victor Ajesafe. And of course, people then even go ahead and put comments them when are plenty comments there when then put concerning this situation. So we no say this not a situation will be very daring to the people that hearts, where people them being very care about, where people them be very concerned about. And so we put her up. Then when the pastor come up and apologize to the people of Sierra Leone, apologize to Muslims, to the government, to SLPP for mentioning President Ahmad Jankaba in the wrong way, we also update that petition right here. We update them for let people that know say Pastor Ajesafe be don't apologize. And so we update them and we talk say as a nation we need for forgive them. We need for forgive them, and because as Muslims, when your brother don't do you bad and it don't come back and apologize for that bad way don't do, of course the best thing to do is to forgive that brother, and of course forgive a second chance, right? But then we begin to think back as to whether just apologizing to us now the end of this whole issue. To some of us, no, it is not the end of the issue. And so now make we go gladly if the one that way they in position of authority in Sierra Leone, the APC government, especially the Ministry of Social Welfare, if then they watch we broadcast, then they listen to we want for me to understand, say, we appreciate the fact that then take that swift measure, the swift action for me to go arrest a very dangerous situation. A situation where being almost ignite another conflict where in fact for don't be washed past the 11-year civil war will go through, because religious conflicts in every country is very bad. We'll not ever want to get a conflict like that necessarily, especially after we don't go through so many bad experiences. So one for tell the APC government plenty thank you for the swift action we then take for arrest this situation. But then now that Pastor Victor Ajesafe don't apologize, that is not the end of this issue. We feel say we for again take other measures then going further. And as far as Pastor Ajesafe is concerned. So as far as Pastor Ajesafe is concerned, all right, let's see. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm very sorry about this. That's not what we intended to play. But anyway, let me just address that issue right now before we even go further, because we don't play something we're not doing we've been supposed for play. So we are going to address it right here. All right, so that came up. That's not what we need. And of course, this is what we need to bring up. All right. All right. Let's see how we're going to stop that as well. All right. And so me fun with them, just like how we don't tell you, we need to go further. Now we need to take other steps then. Pastor, I just have to apologize. But we get recommendations then for the healing process or a refresher process. In the first place, we recommend that Pastor Ajesafe not for go near the pulpit for at least minimum of 6 months. Enough for preach any sign as Sierra Leone. Enough for go na in church they go preach there. Enough for go to any other church for go preach. Enough for do nothing like that. All right? Because this apology we don't do, Muslims they don't accept, but still, man, they take time for me to slowly sink in. For let we absorb them. Because the talk that we talk, they hard. Very hard talks them. So even though we don't accept the apology, but again for give we some time for let it sink in. Because see the thing where they the pulpit or anytime where you don't hold the microphone where you talk, the microphone they inspire you for let you talk more. We don't want for let Pastor Ajesafe do another blunder. Or even the mere fact that we salon people that they just now the man don't do this, they hold him for 1 week, they don't let fight, don't apologize. Now they can preach back. No. This man not for go near pulpit for at least minimum of 6 months. Enough for go near no pulpit. Enough for preach no gospel. Enough for preach no sermon. If for stay away from those kind of activities for at least 6 months. right? And Pastor Ajesafe also need for really take a refresher course. Then one day we study certain courses where you don't go into your courses and you don't begin to make blunders. Then they send you for let go refresh your memory, you refresh your brain on certain issues. He needs to take a refresher course. If we're going to a very recognized institution, theological institution, who said that they study how to become a pastor. If we're going to an institution of that nature, let it really go refresh in memory, refresh in brain. It take courses them on how for give talks on religious conflict, or how for talk about other religious faith, how for create a balance between religion and politics, how you as a religious leader, and especially like in kind, because now I make a like waiting Dr. Sylvia Blydenby say. Dr. Sylvia Blydenby say this man na a very popular man, na a very powerful man, not to know pastor. So now I make, in fact, any word we come on I month, it go far and wide, it very powerful. So now I make the talk where he talk, it catch fire, all side. So somebody like this way, he don't present himself out there, and we don't now know, say, he don't really know much about the Sierra Leonean history because of the kind of talk where he talk. And the way he talk also go ignite a violence and conflict, where go be devastating to our country. So if he wants to stay in Sierra Leone and continue to practice as a pastor, he needs to go back to a very recognized institution and take a refresher course, refresh in memory, refresh in brain, and come back with a recognized, accredited certificate. Where they go get? It can show government for say, I was able to do this, and this is the certificate and do it. I mean, it just sounds like some people that waiting at the developed countries, like United States. Now United States, places like United States, you're not supposed to assault anybody. You're not supposed to be violent against anybody, whether a man or a woman. You're not supposed to be violent. When you are violent against anybody, either by assault or any means, when they call police for you, when they come arrest you, then they go lock you up. When they left you, they're not just left you, they say go na house. Then they put you on a plan what they call anger management. If you're not possible they vex too much, they want for let them take you through classes where you they take for manage your anger. So the next time where you they vex, you go think twice before you they become violent. Right? So you get for take them kind, causes then they so that they in the future you go able for know how for manage your anger. So now the same thing. I feel say Pastor Ajesafe need for go take a refresher course now a recognized theological institution, at least for some period of time, where it don't dumb, then get a certificate. For say it don't finish that course, then it come back and show we, then we renew in license for let continue for preaching at Sierra Leone. I think say that one day very important. That one day important not only for Pastor Victor Ajesafe, it's important for other pastors of in kind. Because now we no more in that the most powerful pastor, we talk this talk here, we go viral. But other pastors then they, in fact, maybe don't go meet up one. Me a Muslim, but I go left one my friend, na Babadori, they begin one church way back. I go to the church. Why I don't go to the church? Now then, now me brother be there at the church, but me say go to the church. So I then at the church where this pastor they preach against Muslims very seriously to the point where I vex inside myself, but I not just show them out. The pastor they talk say it's so funny where Muslims and they butu, before they competent, all man they watch inside and waste them sin. Very degrading. But this so plenty other pastors then they whether they talk this kind of talk here. So whether they talk degrading talks about Muslims. And I don't see any side who say me don't go to mosque where I don't hear a Muslim or imam they talk down on Christians. I mean some other Kwekwe imam they go on for say this and that. But I don't see it. But anyway, we don't want to go into the details of that. But this measure will be also nice for other pastors where they in the country where they engage in similar actions. For say, if we catch anyone pandem, whether a pastor now or an imam or anyone pandem whole church, whether you're not imam, you talk down on Christians, You're not Christian. You talk down on Muslims. They go through the same process. So Pastor Ajesafe need to go for a refresher course. All right? And the next thing what if I do is, Pastor Ajesafe, you're not a religious leader. You are not a politician. You for avoid politics. We understand say where you build your church, the president, Dr. Anes Baikroma, I go open your church. That one they not bad. You know? I mean, the president we can invite him today for go open mosques. Not a problem. He is the president of Sierra Leone. He is the leader of the country. He can go na any side where he choose for go open. But when the president go na your church for open your church, it was a privilege he accorded to you. Now, whatever relationship with between you and the president, he not for ever interfere into both of una works. The president not for use in relationship where he get with you, for use you for say things then we go ignite trouble, so that at the end of the day, with confusion in the country, that could be a reason for let the government go say there is a state of emergency and we are going to postpone the elections. Election not going to happen again. Because this is not some of the talks that we come in after we don't, say this very ugly stuff where you talk about Muslims and Sierra Leoneans. Now, whether that's not true or not lie, but this is what came out, right? Now, this is the people that talk. So, we not ever want for let you use politics as a yardstick for you. You're not a theological person. You're not a pastor. You're not for there on anybody inside. You're for there on the side of God. You for there for inspire people there, for motivate people there, for bring people there together. You for not for be a divider. So we next advice to Pastor Ajesafe is to avoid politics at all cost and avoid taking side. You know for take side by any of the situation. You know for take side by any of these things that way they go on at the country at all. Because when you take side, then of course that is where the problem is coming. So again, Pastor Ajesafe for stay away from the pulpit. Enough for preach for right now. And number two, if I go take a refresher course, for refresh in memory, if I study stuff about Sierra Leonean history, if I learn about how to create a balance between in work as a pastor and the politics in the country, if I know how it deal with people that will belong to other religious faiths. Your job is not to condemn other people. You're not to God. You believe in your own thing, the people that believe in their own thing. Don't condemn anybody, because don't one day die and go and come back and stay with exactly what you go see. No. All these things we do, it's our faith. You not for condemn nobody in you. So you for learn how to manage them kind of thing. And of course, you for stay away from politics, and you for try as much as possible for know how you manage, a balance between politicians and the work where they do. All right. So now some of your own suggestions we'll get from here. Now I don't know plenty other people that will get suggestions out there. And of course, we'll get for come, welcome them, for me then go call into the station and actually profile their views on this issue. And so for right now, we just want for me you stick around, but this now some of the things that we'll get. And of course, the other thing we'll be also want for talk about is that, when this whole stuff happened, in as much as we appreciate what the APC government do for arrest this situation, but when we look at the apology video that came from Victor Ajesafe, this is a man where we already say that we don't arrest him in Nigeria. But when I see who said that man they sit down, I don't know, maybe Sierra Leone we don't get the best of jail right now. But who said that man they sit down where they offer that apology day, enough feel like a jail to we. Right? The man comfortable, he sit on a couch, a leather chair, very comfortable. It look like say somebody hold the camera, and then the other person hold a piece of paper where they look at and they talk to we. Enough feel like a day in any prison or any jail. Now, this is not good for our country. because of the man in fame, because of the man in class, because of the man, the money we get, even though they don't commit one of the worst crimes in our country, they don't get a preferential treatment. Whereas we your other brothers and sisters, then they don't commit lesser crime, then they squander, then they inside Pandemba prison, as filthy as that prison is or that jail is. Now they. But when Ajesafe do this, then go put in a very comfortable place, then they lie to we, the people, for say, oh, they don't arrest her in a jail. Now this is disservice to Sierra Leone. This is manipulation. This is dishonesty. I mean, you're not going to take a foreigner above people that were born in the country. Who said Pastor Ajesafe sit down, not to prison, not to jail? The man sit down at a house, comfortably. They just tell us, in fact, me if he say, the way that guy they give that sermon in that church, the way he was arrogant, preaching in that church. Now the same APC government don't tell us, say, these are the steps we are going to take to address this issue. So anything will tell you now for answer, okay? The first way you get for do, you get for apologize. And when if they apologize, look like say you did in a raggedy clothes. I make the man wear some kind t-shirt, he sit down, this, that. But the man sit down at a leather chair, comfortable. You know? So everything was just stage managed. Now, other than the fool, then the fools Sierra Leonean people. So you see, these are some of the reasons where make, if we have been show Ajesafe, he actually then at the Pandemba Road prison. Sometimes when they post away the video, this in apology, for don't show we where they work for going to Pandemba Road prison, he go the Pandemba Road prison guards, then open that doormat, he enter, then they can go take to outside the prison, the jail, the way the man been there, till they enter inside it, and then meet him sit down there, then he apologize. Or for don't take her as a very honest apology. Even though this apology is very honest and we don't accept her, we forgive him, but una they in position of authority in that country, una don't lie for we on this issue. Because that man did not go jail. When I just take the man, when I go keep her in a very comfortable place, when I take her away from the limelight, then when I lie to the Muslims there, and all the other Sierra Leoneans them, where the man abuse. So you see how they go behind? You know, today I get a friend at Ghana where he don't go study aviation studies, and you know, a Sierra Leonean. He don't go he don't go study aviation. So today, yesterday he graduate. They're able to connect me at that graduation day directly at the sea, you know, Wusai at the First of all, Ghanaians, they value their culture. We in a be foreigner in your own graduation Ghana where the small difference they panam that then can take cloth when they put in your own difference small. Past the other one they own a Ghana then born. You know? But we Sierra Leone, the one day when they come, they abuse we, now they would give preferential treatment. That man not go jail. The man sit on a leather chair, comfortable in a house. You know, now small vacation no more he takes safe. He say, I don't blast for them, make I take vacation. But now the president can't open me church. I got connection. We hear the other audios, then we say they talk, say APC government are the best government, they don't make red rose them. You know, this is not the best government. The man is politically motivated in the country. And this man we don't talk, say, wait till Young Kababin go abroad, he talk, say, you know, when they overthrow him and go Guinea, he said, if that man they come back in the country, may cut the page of a Bible and whip him backside with him. I'm sorry, my family, for why they use that language. But anyway, we don't forgive Pastor Ajesafe, but the government of Sierra Leone will deceive you, will disappoint you on this one. Because the man not go jail, when they lie to we say when I don't arrest her, they jail. They not go jail. You know, the man not go jail. So me family them, when I stick around as we continue for bringing you the program, stick around with us.
Flexiology on the beats. miles away. Baby girl, I gon' follow you there. The way you bust my heart, so now slow poison, slow poison. The way you bust my brain, no, now slow poison, slow poison. The love you get to me, oh, now slow poison, slow poison. The things you do to me, oh, now slow poison, slow poison. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. 1+1, now me and you. That's what you supposed to do. Anything, baby, me I go do. I'm a feeling, no complaint. So baby girl, make me fly away. Well, at the line, say I know they play. My love for you, see now every day, now every day. I find my lot on now, you be the one that they sing for. Orekele, why you walk on look on me, no they worry. I just let go. Anything where you want, baby I got you more. Yeah. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Come my love for you is here to stay. Not to the foolish love where they walk away. Oh, you know me sugar cane planted, me only captain. Will you love me? I meant it. More love in them again. The way you bust my heart, so now slow poison, slow poison. The way you bust my brain, no, now slow poison, slow poison. The love you get to me, oh, now slow poison, slow poison. The things you do to me, oh, now slow poison, slow poison. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me a love, no story, baby come hold me. No story, baby come hold me. No story, baby come hold me. No story.
Flexiology on the beats.
Of course, my family, of course, Flexiology, of course, with Daddy Rhyme, right there with Slow Poison. And that, the track entitled Slow Poison, of course, Salomon and I combined with Nigerian Man, of course, Flexiology in Nigerian, and of course, Daddy Rhyme from Sierra Leone, and then do that some piece of track. Slow Poison, of course, you know, say Salon Nigeria, they sabi for express love to the woman. So now that's go on. And so, my family, right about this time, we don't open the lines now in case you want for profile your views on this issue, what we talk about. Of course, the apology will come from Pastor Ajesafe. If you want to talk about them, the lines are open now. You can call in and say your own words. Of course, we don't talk exactly what you will say necessary for talk on this issue. All right. And so we'll get for stick around so for continue for play some music whilst we wait for me you call into the studio right about this time. So stick around with us.
Flexiology on the beats.
Anytime you there.
That's right, stand up right now.
Well, actually, we look like we'll be get a call from somebody, but the person will don't hang up. So we're going to continue for play music right about this time. All right, stick around.
Flexiology.
slow poison, slow poison. The way you dey bust my brain, no, na slow poison, slow poison. The love you dey give to me, oh, na slow poison, slow poison. The things you do to me, oh, na slow poison, slow poison. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me.
1+1, now me and you. That's what you supposed to do. Anything, baby, me I go do. I'm a feeling, no complaint. So baby girl, make you fly away. Well, at the line, say I know they play. My love for you, say na every day, na every day. I find my lato, now you be the one that they sing for. Orekele, why you walk on look on me, no they worry. Ajolepo, anything where you want, baby I got you more, yeah.
Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Now my love for you is here to stay. Not to the foolish love when they walk away. Oh, you know me sugar cane planted, me only captain. Will you love me? I maintain more loving and more gain. The way you dey bust my heart, so na slow poison, slow poison. The way you dey bust my brain, no, na slow poison, slow poison. The love you dey give to me, oh, na slow poison, slow poison. The things you do to me, oh, na slow poison, slow poison. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. Give me your love, no story, baby come hold me. No story, baby come hold me. No story, baby come hold me. No story.
Flexiology on the beats.
Now, flexiology on Daddy Rhyme, and I didn't do that one day. Of course, me fun with them. If you want for profile your views on this show, don't run today, talking about the apology by Pastor Victor Ajesafe. Of course, you can now do, you can now call that number where you see on your screen for little talk button, or otherwise, after a few more songs, we'll get for close down for today. Of course, we'll get ready for tomorrow, all right? Of course, so we found with them, we just be one for let I know for say these now some of the recommendations we've been get for Pastor Ajesafe. If you just join we Pastor Ajesafe, we don't apologize. Sierra Leoneans as a nation, we don't accept an apology. But we in a Sheriff's Broadcast Network don't they do give them some recommendations. Give them and the government of Sierra Leone some recommendations, things that we Pastor Ajesafe need for do for able for help with the healing process, for able for help and before it come back and begin preach, or even for men and go give him a license back. And of course, we're able to tell from the apology. Of course, when the thing happen, they say, oh, they don't arrest Pastor Ajesafe, they don't arrest him, he in a jail. But when the man they apologize, is sit on a leather couch. They look like say somebody hold camera, then somebody hold the other piece of paper within the right hand side. So if they look at the paper, if they read, and if they talk to the people then for that apology day. I mean, we'll not get problem with the apology, but now the lie where the government lie to you for say the man in a jail. The man not been in a jail, the man not go no side. Then just make the man relax on side and then fake the whole thing, you know? And this is not good, because if somebody like this not going to do that kind of thing, they want to go fake anything. All right, will they get a call from somebody? So let's answer that call. Hello, who is on the line?
This is Abdul.
Yes, Abdul from Atlanta, right? Are you calling from Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm calling from Atlanta, yeah.
You want to make a comment?
Yeah, I'll make a comment.
Yes, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Would they listen?
Sorry. I think I get a feedback, a breakthrough. What did it happen? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum.
And we as Muslims, we get some responsibility. The responsibility we get now for try for tamper down this whole thing. And then we make sure we accept we all Muslim, Christian brothers them,
right.
And let them try for let we all live as one as it don't happen before. Sierra Leone, a Muslim state. I duly understand what you they go through. It's difficult, and we all need to be tolerant. We don't go through a lot of difficult time. And bringing a religious conflict will be the worst thing. And now we history. But we tell God thank you. The government don't able to swiftly come to this issue and try to put this thing under control.
Right.
And based on the recommendation where you give. We would try to see how we were able to bring the Ajesafe closer to the Muslim religion for let you see what did happen there, and for let you able to come down to the cultures of Sierra Leone, for let you understand what did happen within the cultural setting, for let you know what actually in Sierra Leone. Not look at Sierra Leone from the Freetown perspective.
Right.
Let look at from the traditional perspective. Let you know actually who are these people, who are Sierra Leoneans.
Right.
And let you able to know it through tradition and culture. It's unfortunate for let Ajesafe say the only religious religion will be in Sierra Leone. Now just Christians and idol worshippers. It's unfortunate.
Right.
But the whole thing is like how you say. Me, I feel say an anger management go actually help him, because the way he actually did at that stage that day, he see the anger in him. Right. But if you go through anger management, I think that's going to help him. And
right.
If actually able to refresh in areas, they even not say would put them compulsory, but willingly let it refresh in theological background, let it be strong, let it get closer to God, so that will help them a little bit. And we own government again. We in as much as we agree and in as much as we admire una switch action, do ya are big. Sometimes we not try for put politics and from religion, because that get the propensity for things religion.
Right.
And I give you, Mr. Sheriff, I tell you thank you, and
yes,
I like the job we do, and myself, although I didn't have a job, I take me time for that. I just look and follow up. I get for force votes.
Right.
Take a break so that I just come for able to respond, because this touched me a little bit, but we all as a nation, we get for come together and we get for embrace ourselves. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam, assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, my brother, for your comment. Of course, if any other person there will go on for comment on this issue, you are welcome to join in. Of course, when they talk about the apology way Pastor Victor Ajesafe give for the kind ranting way he been do, and of course, now that we talk about Nayaso today, we brother don't apologize to we, and of course, as Muslims, they say when your brother don't do you wrong, they don't realize they don't do you wrong and apologize to you. Your responsibility is to accept that apology and move on. But for let us properly manage this situation, because this situation will get the potential for plunge Sierra Leone into a serious religious conflict. Wait for don't even be worse past the 11-year civil war we get, because religious conflict it can be very dangerous. So we feel say the apology is just the very first step for managing this situation. There are other things where we feel say Pastor Ajesafe for do now for able for help the situation. And of course, now we will talk about Nayaso today, where my brother just called. Of course, what will they talk about now? And then recommendations then we give just now, and some of them recommendations now, you know, for let the man go stay away from the pulpit. May not go no side for preaching at Sierra Leone, whether not in church or whether not other person in church, may not preach nothing for at least a minimum of 6 months. Let not do nothing. May just reflect. Would accept the apology, but not preach no side for now. And of course, let the pastor also go take a refresher course. You know, because you see, when last way Pastor Ajesafe actually come out from theological school, may he go back and refresh in memory, refresh in brain on a lot of issues, because things tend to change in the world. The perception where people that get about religion don't different now. And so then talk the way talking, I've been serious talk to them. You're not going to just can't apologize like first and we accept and you say that's the end. No, you need to go, you know, check yourself out. There must be reasons why you blunder that way. So you need for refresh yourself, refresh your mind, you know, because number one, you don't know about the history of Sierra Leone from the way you talk, and plenty things in the information the way you give a distorted information. So you need for go to a recognized institution and actually refresh yourself, come back to us with a certificate, you know, telling us that you have done it. You know, I mean, if they do in other people country, why they not for doing in Sierra Leone? You know, in a place like America where you go hit somebody or you domestic violence or either verbally or physically, you get for go for anger management. You know, you get for go for anger management for a specific number of days. And once you finish, then they issue you a certificate where they show say you don't complete that anger management class. Now that certificate, now they take now the court, you show the judge, and the judge say and say it was approved, and therefore then free you. If you don't go through that anger management, you are not free for go. Even if they left you, then pull you come up from jail, you're not still free. You have to go through that. So we feel say Pastor Victor Ajesafe need for go through that anger management as well. All right. So now that make way, we don't give them recommendations. And of course, the manga for stay away from politics. We don't say everything at Sierra Leone now is, you know, is political. It's influenced by politics, whether not religion or whether not court business or whether the politics, they influence all things at Sierra Leone. But this Maya, for let you do your work, you're not a pastor, you're not a theological person. You for stay neutral. You for there for everybody. You for bring community together. You are not supposed to divide people. And so, Pastor Ajesafe, you need for stay away from politics. You need for strike a balance between politics and your work where they do. You know, for take sides, right? And so now that's what they talk about. So if you want for weigh in on this particular, topic here, what they talk about, you can call the number right about this time where they're at the screen. You can call them, and of course, you go have your say. Of course, you go say what you want for say. But this is very, very important, and that we want you to, make your own contribution. All right, and so that's what they talk now so today. And so, if you go stick around with we in case you know I'm for calling. But if you want for calling, the lines are open right now. All right, stick around with us.
Succulent, sugar martin. Live up, don't give up. No matter the hard times, keep on trying. Stabba-dee-da-dee-da-da-da. Stabba-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Oh, stabba-da-da-da-da. Hallelujah, eh, eh, eh. Why you don't fall and for food and this in this? Cause when I get on, I got the 30 case. West there is life, there is hope, oh, my brother. God know the bang for. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bang phone. Tell my legal of Sulas. God know the bang phone. Tell them not to get to. Say God know the bang phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bang phone. What would you call since most of man a failure? Put to trust and judge and the Savior. So if you fall 7 times, so go rise 7 times. Remember the story of Job. Don't you ever give up electing choke. Don't be let you come in for 1 pint coke. Believe in yourself and activate hope. You will ever come and be the head cornerstone. Why you see your fall and fall fruit in this? Cause when I get on, I got the 20 days. What there is life, there is hope, oh, my brother. God know the bank phone. Ah, do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Ah, tell my legal of schoolers. God know the bank phone. Tell them not to get to. Say God know the bank phone. Ah, do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Pressure they can't pressure they go. Bam bam. Never look up to God. Oh, it no go ever let you so. Bam bam. In what na in what oh. God not the good for cause so no fed for call up. Any problem where you get it ready for solve them. For talk to God not free. God in network no music. If you believe it, you shall receive it. No condition is permanent. Why you see your fall and for food and this? Cause when I get on, I got the 20 days. Watch there is life, there is hope, oh, my brother. God know the bank phone. Ah, do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Calling the black sheep and the family. I'm say no cry no more. We just stick on the streets, not getting for it. I'm say no cry no more. You face them for secure, people disappoint you. I'm say no cry no more. Stand up and tell them say you're not the best. Start to dig up your chest. You too blessed to be stressed. And a papa God gets the key to your success. If the one made a shinka and the life don't flow for the cancer. Who God bless, no man so blessed for that. You will prosper. You see them fall and for food and this. Cause when I get on, I got the 20 days. When there is life, there is hope, oh, my brother. God know the bank phone. Ah, do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Ah, tell my legal of rulers. God know the bank phone. Tell them that they get to. Say God know the bank phone. Alan Bob Records. Ah, do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Youngly up in this.
Yes, me fumble them. Of course, God not the bank phone. God not the bank phone. Any situation where you face now this world, God ready for listening to you. You cry to him, you talk to him. Of course, God not go bank phone on you. You call him for talk about your problem, he go address them for you. All right? And of course, now we talk now so today, of course, until we all know say, you know, waiting happen at Sierra Leone, the lessons we learn from him is that, you know, we always get for learn for forgive each other. Like kind of more we don't exist as a community of people that we belong to or we believe in different religious faiths. We get for continue with that. And why should they continue with that? We always get for express say once in a while unfortunate situations like this will arise. And when situations of this nature don't arise, how we go manage them na the big deal. You get for know how you manage your situation. Because if we don't know how to manage your situation, if we have been people them like other countries them, like right now religious war in Sierra Leone, because of waiting Pastor Victor Ajesafe talk na sanctuary praise church na Freetown. But because of we are tolerant, because of we know how to manage with situation, we know how we don't come out, we know the horrible experiences we don't go through. With people then be able for control their emotions and not spill out for be anything bad. But we just want for let the government operatives and know say, in as much as we appreciate them for the swift action we then take for put the situation under control. But at the same time, then lie to we for say the man be in a jail, the man not in a jail, the man sit on a leather couch, a big we. Alright, now us ide, enough fever like na jail been there. We get other Sierra Leoneans that we don't commit lesser crime than they in a pandemic right now. But this man not gonna no jail. So that's not being a stage managed issue. That not lie, the government lie to we. Of course, let them prove we wrong. Because the person will video this apology if you been waka, take na Pandemba Road, take go na Pandemba Road prison. The guard they open that gate there, he enter, we left for say and say he go na the man in prison. Then he show the man sit down at prison, they apologize. Then of course we go say credible the man in a prison or jail. But the man not in a jail, we not the life for we. But anyway, God not a bank phone, you know. We just want to say no matter which situation you find yourself in, whether you're an angel or you're not person who don't do good things. The bad thing about us Sierra Leoneans is that we always look for bad situation where it happen to somebody for pull and down. When good things they happen to you, nobody not they even clock you. You know, nobody not they clock you. But when one small thing don't go wrong in your hand, can't see how people that they tell you story. People that go talk about you like say they be their way, then born you. Then be there when at the end you grow up, till you life always don't spend on art. Now you end up be done the past. Then go talk about you like say they sabi you well. But you see, you're not going to worry about those things. You just make sure say, if you don't hurt anybody, apologize to that person. If situation the way you don't find yourself into, try to correct that situation and go back to your normal life. Because people don't get for talk anyway. You know, small baby when they born today they talk about so how much more you. We don't spend years on earth. So you're not going to listen to people then. But when you ask your God honestly, it'll give you anything what you want. And so once more, that's all we'll get for end this broadcast today. God Not the Bank Phone by Succulent, my latest track from Freetown, Sierra Leone. And of course, Mina Ibrahim Sheriff. And that's all we'll get for end today. So once more, I want to tell you plenty thank you for your time and everything. Let me just check and see if people in the way don't comment today on the broadcast, you know, because say people then can always comment, they can come on and comment on we shows them. So we'll go for just make sure say then people in there will get then information and that we'll be able to appreciate them. Like how we can always do, you know, we always appreciate people that way they comment on we shows, right? It is very important that we always do that. So we know people that way they appreciate waiting people that they do for we. All right, yes, we indeed have some people here. Of course, Mr. Johnson say I'm watching. Okay, Mr. Johnson say they watch and listen. Mr. Ibrahim Sheriff instead the watch. Of course, now we brought that. So in fact, I want for make let you understand. Say Mr. Ibrahim Sheriff say. In a demand that one day we give you all the recommendations we'll give for Pastor Ajesafe. It contribute to those recommendations. Ibrahim Sheriff say, of course, na California based, but they Freetown right now. So one for tell you plenty. Thank you, Mr. Sheriff say, of course, for your suggestions. Of course, we don't give you an exclusive interview on your suggestions, but you know they are now. So we're not able for talk to you right about this time. But we appreciate you for that. Of course, Kadiatu James say you are right. Abdul King say for the Muslim, good to forgive, but government need to take this action to revoke the license of Pastor Ajesafe'S because he is not fit to continue preaching. All right, that is a little harsh. Of course, Maggie K say thanks. I love this program. And of course, Emmanuel. Of course, Maggie, you are welcome. You know, we appreciate you. Emmanuel Bandamasi Kamara, you are too good, my brother. Try more. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate all the good comments. And so this is our brothers, brothers and sisters, we comment now also on we show today. So we appreciate you for everything, right? Of course, now so we get for end the program for today. We tell you plenty thank you for your time, your support, and everything. Of course, now so we get for continue for they do the shows then I are. All right. And so once more, me Ibrahim Sheriff, and once more, God not a bank phone for nobody, right? God not a bank phone. So let nobody not tell you say God go bang your phone. When you face a problem, talk to God. It'll take care of them for you. All right. Thank you very much.
Succulent, sugar martin. Live up, don't give up. No matter the hard times, keep on trying. Stabba-dee-da-dee-da-da-da. Stabba-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Oh, stabba-da-da-da-da. Hallelujah, eh, eh. Why you don't fall and for food and this? Cause when I get on, I got the 30 case. Once there is life, there is hope, oh, my brother. God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Tell my legal of souls. God know the bank phone. Tell them not to get to. Say God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. What would you trust in trust I'm a failure? Put your trust in Judge and the Savior. So if you fall 7 times, you go rise 7 times. Remember the story of Job. Don't you ever give up, electing choke. Don't be let you come in for 1 point scope. Believe in yourself and activate hope. You will ever come and be the head cornerstone. Why you see your fall and for food and this? Cause when I get on, I got the 20 days. Once there is life, there is hope, oh, my brother. God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Tell my legal of souls. God know the bank phone. Tell them not to get to. Say God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Press how they can, press how they go. Never look up to God, oh. He no go ever let you so. In what na in what, oh. God not the good so cause so no fail for call up. Any problem where you get it ready for solve them. But talk to God not free. God in network no music. If you believe it, you shall receive it. No condition is permanent. Why you see your fall and for food and this? Cause when I get on, I got the 20 days. Once there is life, there is hope, oh, my brother. God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. If I call in the black sheep and the family, I'm Mr. No cry no more. We just sleep on the streets, not getting for it. I'm Mr. No cry no more. You face them for secure, people disappoint you. I'm Mr. No cry no more. Stand up and tell them say you're not the best. Start to pick up your chest. You too blessed to be stressed. And a papa don't get the key to your success. If the one made a shinka and their life don't flow for the cancer. Who God bless, come and so bless, brother. You will prosper. You see them fall and for food and this. Cause when I get on, I got the 20 days. When there is life, there is hope, oh, my brother. God know the bank phone. Do you tell your neighbor? God know the bank phone. Tell my legal of souls. God know the bank phone. Tell them not to get to. Say God know the bang food. Alan Bob Records. Ah, do you tell me, bro? Young